Burton's Landing and Burton's Landing Campground are located in Michigan's Lower Peninsula, just a short distance to the east of Grayling, Michigan, and it's on the south side of the AuSable River. This very small campground has only 12 sites, and none of these sites were occupied, so I'm going to just walk through the campground here and we'll take a look at the campsites. This campground is very much what I picture when I try to picture and describe a state forest campground in the state of Michigan. The campsites themselves are very nicely shaded. They're spread out nicely so you're not right on top of your neighbor. And it's a small campground, so it's not going to get overpopulated or overran with people. And you just get the feeling that you're out in the middle of nowhere all alone. That's exactly what I like for a state forest campground. We came up to the hand pump, and of course I've got to test it, and I can already tell you it's wet all over the place, so it works great. And we're going to move along here, and we're going to check out more of the campground. There are just trees and wildlife and woods everywhere. You get partway through the campground before you even come to the registration station. There's a neat little map of the AuSable River and other places along the way if you're kayaking or canoeing that you can camp. I am not kayaking or canoeing, I am just passing through. And I'm going to check out the outhouses that are right here. They don't smell from a distance, but let's see what they look like inside. The lid is up. People, the lids need to be down to keep the smell away. Fortunately, this campground doesn't look like it's been used a lot yet this year. It is mid-June, and you can see there's not any flies flying in front of the camera, and there's not many flies or mosquitoes out here at all yet. I'm going to keep walking around the campground here. Keep in mind that you're not too far from a couple other state forest campgrounds. You just have to swim across the river to get to them. There are some places in Grayling where you can rent canoes and kayaks if you're just looking to paddle down the river. Or another great option would be to rent some canoes and kayaks and do the south branch of the AuSable River out of Ross Common. If you're not so much into paddling and floating, nearby in the south branch of the AuSable River, you could also hike. There is the Mason Track pathway, which is somewhere around 10 miles. I've hiked it a few times, I don't exactly remember. But that's a nice wooded pathway that hikes along the south branch of the AuSable River with a lot of history to it if you want to Google it before you go. You can see that all of these campsites here, they are pretty typical. They come with a fire ring, a picnic table, and lots of privacy. There's a couple campsites that have recently been rented and people using them, but nobody right now. Just up the road, just a very short ways, just a short walk even, you can see it from some of the campsites, is the parking spot for Burton's Landing in case you're paddling and need to take out your canoe or kayak. Maybe you just want to park and wade through the water and do some fishing. This is definitely the spot. There is plenty of parking here. There is actually a guy that's just wading through the water right now coming back from fishing. He said that he had a whole lot of luck. This is totally an awesome campground and I would definitely recommend.